Question 1. Which road user has caused a hazard? C. The parked car, arrowed A. The car arrowed A is parked within the area marked by zigzag lines at the pedestrian crossing. Parking here is illegal. It also blocks the view for pedestrians wishing to cross the road, restricts the view of the crossing for approaching traffic. If you want to pass dvsa theory test in first time, you can download our EOS app. App contains 2500 dvsa test questions, 250 hazard perception videos, 630 road signs and 300 highway code rules. Even 98.50% people pass their test first time after using our app. You can find link in the description. Download app for free from App Store, which contains latest 2024 material licensed by dvsa authority. Get 3 days free trial for a limited time. Let's get back to the video. Question 2. What should the driver of the grey car be especially aware of? A. Doors opening on parked cars. When passing parked cars, there's a risk that a driver or passenger may not check before opening the door into the road. A defensive driver will drive slowly and be looking for people who may be about to get out of their car. Question 3. What should you expect if you see this sign ahead? A. The road will bend sharply to the left. This sign indicates that the road will bend sharply to the left. Slow down in plenty of time and select the correct gear before you start to turn. Braking hard and late, while also sharply changing direction, is likely to cause a skid. Question 4. What should you do as you approach this cyclist? C. Slow down and allow the cyclist to turn. Keep well back and give the cyclist time and room to turn safely. Don't intimidate them by getting too close or trying to squeeze past. Question 5. What should you do if you want to turn left at a junction where pedestrians have started to cross? A. Give way to them. When you're turning into a side road, pedestrians who are crossing have priority. You should wait to allow them to finish crossing safely. Be patient if they're slow or unsteady. Don't try to rush them by sounding your horn, flashing your lights, revving your engine or giving any other inappropriate signal. Question 6. Why should you check for motorcyclists just before turning right into a side road? D. They may be overtaking on your right. Never attempt to change direction to the right without first checking your right-hand mirror and blind spot. A motorcyclist might not have seen your signal and could be hidden by other traffic. This observation should become a matter of routine. Question 7. Which is the most vulnerable road user? C. Motorcyclist. Pedestrians and riders on two wheels can be harder to see than other road users. Make sure you look for them, especially at junctions. Effective observation, coupled with appropriate action, can save lives. Question 8. You're approaching a roundabout. What should you do if there are horses being ridden in front of you? Give them plenty of room. Horse riders often keep to the outside of the roundabout even if they're turning right. Give them plenty of room and remember that they may have to cross lanes of traffic. Question 9. You're following a lorry on a wet road. What should you do when spray makes it difficult to see the road ahead? A. Drop back until you can see better. Large vehicles can throw up a lot of spray when it's wet. This makes it difficult for drivers behind to see the road ahead. You'll be able to see more by dropping back further out of the spray. This will also increase your separation distance, giving you more room to stop if you have to. Question 10. When may you wait in a box junction? C. When oncoming traffic prevents you turning right. The purpose of a box junction is to keep the junction clear by preventing vehicles from stopping in the path of crossing traffic. You mustn't enter a box junction unless your exit is clear. However, you may enter the box and wait if you want to turn right and are only prevented from doing so by oncoming traffic. Question 11. Where are amber reflective studs found on a motorway? C. Between the central reservation and the carriageway. On motorways, reflective studs of various colors are fixed in the road between the lanes. These help you to identify which lane you're in when it's dark or in poor visibility. Amber-colored studs are found on the right-hand edge of the main carriageway, next to the central reservation. Question 12. What will the speed limit usually be where you can see street lights but no speed limit signs? A. 30 miles per hour. The presence of street lights generally indicates that there's a 30 miles per hour speed limit, unless signs tell you otherwise. Question 13. When may you stop on a clearway? C. Never. Clearways are in place so that traffic can flow without the obstruction of parked vehicles. Just one parked vehicle can cause an obstruction for all other traffic. You mustn't stop where a clearway is in force, not even to pick up or set down passengers. Question 14. Which vehicle might have to take a different course from normal at a roundabout? B. Long vehicle. A long vehicle may have to straddle lanes either on or approaching a roundabout, so that the rear wheels don't mount the curb. If you're following a long vehicle, stay well back and give it plenty of room. Question 15. Which sign means no stopping? B. Stopping where this clearway restriction applies is likely to cause congestion. Allow the traffic to flow by obeying the signs. Question 16. What does this sign mean? C. Trams crossing ahead. This sign tells you to beware of trams. If you don't usually drive in a town where there are trams, remember to look out for them at junctions, and look for tram rails, signs and signals. Question 17. The fluid level in your battery is low. What fluid should you use to top it up? B. Distilled water. Some modern batteries are maintenance-free. Check your vehicle handbook and, if necessary, make sure that the plates in each battery cell are covered with fluid. Question 18. You've just passed your first practical driving test. What will you have to do if you get 6 penalty points on your license in the next 2 years? D. Retake your theory and practical tests. If you accumulate 6 or more penalty points within 2 years of gaining your first full license, it will be revoked. The 6 or more points include any gained due to offenses you committed before passing your test. If this happens, you may only drive as a learner until you pass both the theory and practical tests again. Question 19. What must you do if you come across roadworks that have a temporary speed limit displayed? C. Obey the speed limit. Where there are extra hazards, such as at roadworks, it's often necessary to slow traffic by imposing a lower speed limit. These speed limits aren't advisory, they must be obeyed. Question 20. What can cause excessive or uneven tire wear? A. A faulty braking system. If you see that parts of the tread on your tires are wearing before others, it may indicate a brake, suspension or wheel alignment fault. Regular servicing will help to detect faults at an early stage, and this will avoid the risk of minor faults becoming serious or even dangerous. Question 21. What should you do as you approach this lorry? D. Slow down and be prepared to wait. When turning, long vehicles need much more room on the road than other vehicles. At junctions, they may take up the whole of the road space, so be patient and allow them the room they need. Question 22. What does this signal mean? D. Trams must stop. The white light shows that trams must stop. The green light shows that other vehicles can go if the way is clear. Trams are being introduced into more cities, so you're likely to come across them, and you should learn which signs apply to them. Question 23. You're following a vehicle on the wet road. You stay a safe distance behind it. What should you do if a driver overtakes you and pulls into the gap you've left? A. Drop back to regain a safe distance. Wet weather will affect the time it takes for you to stop and can affect your control. Your speed should allow you to stop safely and in good time. If another vehicle pulls into the gap you've allowed, ease back until you've regained your stopping distance. Question 24. You're on a motorway that isn't subject to smart motorway regulations. When should you use the hard shoulder? D. When you're stopping in an emergency. Don't use the hard shoulder for stopping unless it's an emergency. If you want to stop for any other reason, go to the next exit or service area. Question 25. How should you use the lanes on a motorway? A. Keep to the left-hand lane unless you're overtaking. You should normally travel in the left-hand lane unless you're overtaking a slow-moving vehicle. When you've finished overtaking, move back into the left-hand lane, but don't cut across in front of the vehicle that you've overtaken. Question 26. For how long is a statutory off-road notification, SON, valid? C. Until the vehicle is taxed, sold or scrapped. A SON allows you to keep a vehicle off-road and untaxed. SON will end when the vehicle is taxed, sold or scrapped. Question 27. How will your journey be affected by traveling outside the busy times of day? B. Your journey will have fewer delays. If possible, avoid the early morning, late afternoon and early evening rush hour. Doing this should allow you to have a better journey, with fewer delays. This should help you to arrive at your destination feeling less stressed. Question 28. You're in a tunnel and you see this sign. What does it mean? C. Direction to an emergency pedestrian exit. If you have to leave your vehicle and get out of a tunnel by an emergency exit, do so as quickly as you can. Follow the signs directing you to the nearest exit point. If there are several people using the exit, don't panic but try to leave in a calm and orderly manner. Question 29. When may you stop on a motorway? C. In an emergency or breakdown. You shouldn't normally stop on a motorway, but there may be occasions when you need to do so. If your vehicle breaks down or there's an emergency, stop on the hard shoulder and use the emergency telephones to call for assistance. Question 30. What's the national speed limit for a car or motorcycle on a motorway? C. 70 miles per hour. The national speed limit for a car or motorcycle on a motorway is 70 miles per hour. Lower speed limits may be in force, for example, at roadworks. Variable speed limits also operate in some areas when the motorway is very busy. Cars or motorcycles towing trailers are subject to a lower speed limit. Question 31. You're approaching this roundabout. What should you do when a cyclist is keeping to the left while signaling to turn right? A. Allow them space to turn. Cycling in today's heavy traffic can be hazardous. Some cyclists may not feel safe crossing the path of traffic to take up a position in an outside lane. Be aware of this and understand that, although they're in the left-hand lane, the cyclist might be turning right. Question 32. What does it mean if you see a pedestrian with a dog that has a yellow or burgundy coat? D. The pedestrian is deaf. Dogs trained to help deaf people have a yellow or burgundy coat. If you see one, you should take extra care, as the pedestrian may not be aware of vehicles approaching. Question 33. You're going through a long tunnel. What will warn you of congestion or an incident ahead? D. Variable message signs. Follow the instructions given by the signs or by tunnel officials. In congested tunnels, a minor incident can soon turn into a major one, with serious or even fatal results. Question 34. At an incident, someone is suffering from severe burns. How could you help them? C. Douse the burns with clean, cool water. Your priority is to cool the burns with clean, cool water. Its coolness will help take the heat out of the burns and relieve the pain. Keep the wound doused for at least 20 minutes. If blisters appear, don't attempt to burst them, as this could lead to infection. Question 35. There's been a collision. A motorcyclist is lying injured and unconscious. Why should you only remove the helmet if it's essential? B. Removing it could make any injuries worse. When someone is injured, any movement that isn't absolutely necessary should be avoided, since it could make the injuries worse. Unless it's essential to remove a motorcyclist's helmet, it's generally safer to leave it in place. Question 36. What might you expect to happen in this situation? B. Traffic will move into the left-hand lane. Be courteous and allow the traffic to merge into the left-hand lane. Question 37. What may help to deter a thief from stealing your car? C. Etching the registration number on the windows. Having your car registration number etched on all your windows is a cheap and effective way to deter professional car thieves. Question 38. You're traveling along this road. How should you pass the cyclist? C. Leave them plenty of room as you pass. Allow the cyclist plenty of room in case they wobble or swerve around a pothole or raised drain. Look well ahead before you start to overtake, because you'll need to cross the hazard line. Look for entrances where vehicles could be waiting to pull out. Question 39. What should you do if a vehicle pulls out in front of you at a junction? C. Slow down and be ready to stop. Try to anticipate what other drivers might do. Look and plan ahead so that you're ready to respond safely if a hazard develops. Be tolerant of road users who make mistakes. Question 40. You're driving on a motorway. What does it mean if the car in front shows its hazard warning lights for a short time? D. Traffic ahead is slowing or stopping suddenly. If the vehicle in front shows its hazard warning lights, there may be an incident, stopped traffic or queuing traffic ahead. By keeping a safe distance from the vehicle in front, you're able to look beyond it and see any hazards well ahead. Question 41. When should you use hazard warning lights? D. Right bracket when your vehicle has broken down and is causing an obstruction. Hazard warning lights are an important safety feature and should be used if you've broken down and are causing an obstruction. Don't use them as an excuse to park illegally. You may also use them on motorways to warn traffic behind you of danger ahead. Question 42. What can you do to reduce environmental damage caused by your vehicle? A. Right bracket. Avoid making a lot of short journeys. Avoid using your car for short journeys. On a short journey, the engine is unlikely to warm up fully, and will therefore be running less efficiently. This will result in the car using more fuel and emitting high levels of harmful emissions. Question 43. How should you use anti-lock brakes when you need to stop in an emergency? C. Right bracket. Brake promptly and firmly until you've stopped. If you have abs and need to stop in an emergency, keep your foot firmly on the brake pedal until the vehicle has stopped. When the abs operates, you may hear a grating sound and feel vibration through the brake pedal. This is normal, and you should maintain pressure on the brake pedal until the vehicle stops. Question 44. You're driving at night. What should you do if you're dazzled by a vehicle behind you? C. Right bracket. Set your mirror to the anti-dazzle position. The interior mirror of most vehicles can be set to an anti-dazzle position. You'll still be able to see the lights of the traffic behind you, but the dazzle will be greatly reduced. Question 45. You're driving towards a zebra crossing. What should you do if a person in a wheelchair is waiting to cross? A. Be prepared to stop. You should slow down and be prepared to stop, as you would for an able-bodied person. Don't wave them across, as other traffic may not stop. Question 46. What should you do if your vehicle breaks down in a tunnel? D. Switch on hazard warning lights, then go and call for help. A broken-down vehicle in a tunnel can cause serious congestion and danger to other road users. If your vehicle breaks down, get help without delay. Switch on your hazard warning lights, then go to an emergency telephone to call for help. Question 47. What can you achieve if you drive smoothly? C. Reduction in fuel consumption by about 15%. By driving smoothly, you'll not only save about 15% of your fuel, but will also reduce the amount of wear and tear on your vehicle, and the level of pollution it produces. You're also likely to feel more relaxed and have a more pleasant journey. Question 48. You wish to tow a trailer. Where would you find the maximum nose weight for your vehicle's tow hitch? B. In the vehicle handbook. You must know how to load your trailer or caravan so that the hitch exerts an appropriate downward force on the tow ball. Information about the maximum permitted nose weight can be found in your vehicle handbook or obtained from your vehicle manufacturer's agent. Question 49. What can result when you travel for long distances in neutral, known as coasting? D. Reduction in control. Coasting is the term used when the clutch is held down, or the gear lever is in neutral, and the vehicle is allowed to freewheel. This reduces the driver's control of the vehicle. When you coast, the engine can't drive the wheels to stabilize you through a corner, or give the assistance of engine braking to help slow the car. Question 50. You're driving on a road that has a cycle lane. What does it mean if the lane is marked by a broken white line? D. You shouldn't drive in the lane unless it's unavoidable. Cycle lanes are marked with either a solid or a broken white line. If the line is solid, you should check the times of operation shown on the signs, and not drive or park in the lane during those times. If the line is broken, you shouldn't drive or park in the lane unless it's unavoidable. If you want to pass dvsa theory test in first time, you can download our EOS app. App contains 2500 dvsa test questions, 250 hazard perception videos, 630 traffic road signs and 300 highway code rules. Even 98.50% people pass their test first time after using our app. You can find link in the description. Download app for free from App Store, which contains latest 2024 material licensed by dvsa authority. Get 3 days free trial for a limited time.